James was having difficulty reading, and we thought his difficulties were beyond where he should be for a first grader. He was looking at words and coming up with a completely different word than he was looking at. And what alarmed us was his self-confidence. He was very down on himself. I hate myself, I want to kill myself. He's very aware of his other classmates, where they were in the school, and where he lined up with the other children in his first grade class, and knew that he was not, in his mind, keeping up where he should be. So between his struggles being beyond what we thought he should be struggling with as a first grader and his lack of self-confidence, we thought that we should get him tested and see if he had some learning disabilities. After we got our test results and realized that James was dyslexic, we were investigating different options on how to help James with his dyslexia. We weren't really sure what the right avenues were, and we had read an article in a paper about LearningRx just opening up in the area, and thought that we would give them a call and see what they could do for James and how they could help. He went through lots of ups and downs. At first he was excited. It was fun. It was different. He loves one-on-one. He kind of thrives on that, so he kind of likes that attention. So at first he thought it was a pretty cool thing, and he was pretty excited about it. But then as he got further into it and it got more difficult and he was being challenged, and he, had a great trainer, Aisha, who knew exactly how to push him, knew when to pull back, but knew that he was very capable of going further, and so was very good at pushing him. And we wanted them to do that. We didn't want it to be easy on him or give him an easy out, and we knew that he wasn't going to thrive and move forward unless he was going to work through some obstacles. So lots of ups and downs, and we did not see results right out of the chute. We didn't see results at week 1 or week 3 or week 6. We definitely had to get past that halfway point, and we were looking for changes in his reading, so we kept saying we wanted to see all these great strides in his reading, when all of a sudden he was bringing home his math homework, which he was pretty good at, a very average student, and he was just accelerating. And we're like, oh my gosh, it's the LearningRx that's doing this. His mind is thinking faster, it's processing quicker. It just reflected in an area that he was already strong at, where he was weaker in the reading. It took longer for him to advance in that area, where the math, it was just like, wow, so that got us excited, because we're like, oh my gosh, we are seeing results, and we knew we would eventually see the results in the reading. It's just a slow process. Right out of the chute, when James was finished, his attitude and self-confidence was just amazingly different. We have never heard him say, I'm stupid, I want to kill myself, he still will compare himself a little bit to some other kids, but he's not struggling, and he knows he's moving forward. And he loves to read now, and he'll pick up the book, and he'll still struggle, but he'll go back and then try to sound out the word. It's very rare that he'll now walk away and say, I'm mad, I can't figure that out. Now he'll go back, and he's excited that he was given the tools to learn how to break up the words, to process the words, to, enjoy the whole reading process. And so that was right after we left LearningRx. And then even 3 months, after, we still saw, progression and more excitement about reading, and wanting to go to the book fair and buying more books, and, wanting to read alone and getting excited about it. If you're able to do it, to take the time, and the money will make a enormous difference in your child. And not just in the area maybe that they're struggling with, but it's amazing what it will do to them just socially, or within sports, or even in subjects like I mentioned earlier in math that he was already pretty good at. He's even accelerated even farther. So it's money and time you know, so well spent. I mean, I can't, you know, it's amazing what it's done for our family and for our son. I mean, it still makes me cry. So it was just an amazing program for him, and he knows. And what is so amazing at such a young age is how he looks back and how he remembers all the positive parts of the program and how much he likes it, and he knows that that's what helped him. He knows that that's why he's reading at the level that he's at right now, you know, and he's reading, you know, at a high second grade level in Spanish and in English, because he's in a Spanish immersion program. It's just amazing. It was just like being part of a family. You spend every day here, and, you know, they're wonderful people and wonderful trainers, and, you know, it's a great place for a family and anyone who's struggling with their kids. I mean, it just makes an amazing difference in your life. So, couldn't be happier.
Okay.